Hello my friend, this is Amner Hunter from amnerhunter.com. Happy to spend some time with you on this video. This time around I want to check out and share with you 3 cool new free VST plugins and also share with you a couple of incredible deals that are going on at the moment for a limited time. The first freebie on the list, it's the new instrument by the company Native Instruments for the free contact player. This is Hypha. The next freebie, it's the new compressor by Vidar Audio. This one is called Hammer. One of the latest freebies, it's the new pitch drift plugin by the company Baby Audio. Moving on with the paid plugins, this one it's the Slam 2 by the company BeatSkillz. Different processors into one with a 61% off at the moment. And the second deal in the list, it's the new limiter by the company Sonible. This one is called Pure Limit. Before we begin with the content, I'd like to invite you quickly to my website amnerhunter.com, where I have some additional freebies for you. You can get some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players, such as the guide on how to make more music in less time, how to mix a song with free plugins, and also some productivity hacks for your home studio. Additionally, I have some tools such as some collections of guitar impulses, a drum sample pack for rock and metal sound, among other utilities. And finally, don't forget to check out the blog and this channel, which I'm updating weekly with tons of free content. So now let's go with the content. So the first freebie on the list, it's the new instrument or a sample library for Contact Player, which is free by the company Native Instruments. This is a very cool instrument that blends acoustic and electric sounds into one, and it has a very cool ambient type of pad sound, right? Really beautiful sounds inspired by nature. It kind of gives you this majestic vibe to it. Of course, you need to install Contact Player, and then you need to install this library or instrument. It has more than 100 presets available, carefully crafted, and it has some controls to shape the sounds, such as tremolo. You can also blend the electric and acoustic sounds with this control. This control will shape the sound with a little bit of equalization and filtering. This also, it's a filter, cutoff, low pass filter. This will add some glide to the sounds, the type of mode, polyphonic, monophonic, or legato, and then the type of chords. And then you have the envelope, the attack, decay, sustain, and the release. You have some interesting effects also that you can apply to the already great sounds, such as EQ, tape, delay, chorus, phaser, cabinet, convolution, reverb, and limiting. And of course, you have the option here to choose different categories such as bass, chords, keys, pad, and textural sound. Let's take a listen. Then we move on with this new free compressor by the company Vidar Audio. This one is called Hammer. It's a very cool compressor, of course, to add punch, to control the dynamics. It has the vibes such as the LA2A, for instance, where you drive the input to feed more signal to the compressor and it starts to react. You have the ratio, the attack, faster as 0 milliseconds and slower 50 milliseconds, hard knee or soft knee, and the output. Of course, a mix control to blend the unprocessed and processed signal, and the sidechain option as well. You have the meters right here, like some outboard gear. You have the input, the gain reduction that is happening based, of course, on the input, and the output control. Quick tip for you: if you want to really add punch to the drums, use a slower attack of 30 milliseconds or more and a fast release time. Let's listen to some audio examples.
This time. No more excuses. We can change this. This is our time to break this down. No more excuses. We can change this.
Next, we have this new release by the company Baby Audio. This one it's called Pitch Drift. Very simple plugin. The purpose of this plugin is to add fluctuations to the audio to make it sound a little bit more analogy and add a little bit of color of the analog old days. You see, in the modern days in digital audio, sometimes everything is too perfect, and this plugin adds a little bit of imperfection and also a little bit of coloration to the sound. With the amount, you are gonna increase the fluctuations, as you see here, the audio is fluctuating, and you can increase or decrease the speed of the fluctuation. Of course, if you increase the speed and put the amount to 100, the sound will be very exaggerated and might sound unnatural, really out of tune. But if you use it more carefully in a subtle way, it can add some very cool vibe to the sound. Also, analyzing the plugin, you can see what's going on with the audio once that you start. It has a bit of a filter in the highs, so it will remove a little bit of the extreme highs, but with a little bit of movement. And if you increase the speed, you start to see that movement in the waveform. This is pretty exaggerated, just to show you what happens with the audio. Let's take a listen to this plugin in action.
This is our time. No more excuses. We can change this. This is our time to break this down. No more excuses. We can change this.
Let's move on with the paid plugins of this list. This plugin by the company BeatSkillz, it's called Slam in the version 2. It's actually an amazing plugin because it involves a ton of effects into one that are very, very useful. I use this all the time on individual instruments in the master as well. This plugin currently has a 61% off at Plugin Boutique in case you want to check it out. Very affordable. First, you have a mod cut. This will cut unwanted resonant frequencies in the low-mid area. The more you increase it, the more cut you make. The boom applies harmonics in the low end. It will add a very, very powerful low end. Of course, you need to be careful with low end because it can get out of control very quickly. The thump, it's a low peak filter. It will add also some low resonances that will add a ton of power to any sound. The heat control, it's a specific type of saturation with 2 modes. The airs will add exactly that, brightness and coloration in the high end. The crush is a limiter, will also inflate the audio, so be careful with this. The pop, it's a compressor and will add from gentle to heavy compression as well. The width control will widen your mix. Of course, be careful with this. You have an output control and the dry wet functionality for all of these effects combined. You have some very interesting presets to choose from for different instruments. Let's take a listen. the last plugin on this list, it's the new Pure Limit plugin by the company Sonible. This is a very simple, powerful limiter with artificial intelligence that will bring up the levels of any source of audio, also voice, speech, to the commercially desired levels. You can choose here the different types of music that you are mastering or limiting, from rock, universal, classical, things like that. And also you can choose speech. So you just play the audio, click on this button, and the artificial intelligence will start to analyze the incoming audio and the incoming signal to provide you with some values. So now it's limiting the signal. You have here a loudness control. If you want to increase the loudness a bit, you have also an inflator like low level compression, and you have the style of the limiter: hard limiting, soft limiting, which will provide a much more transparent and natural sound, and hard limiting for more pumping effect. You can also blend both with the neutral. You can choose here in the settings the limiter threshold, which -1 decibels, it's the desired threshold for streaming services for your music. Let's take a listen to this unmastered track that I have here. It's a rock track, and let's see what this plugin does to the mix.
This is our time. No more excuses. We can change this. This is our time to break this down. No more excuses. We can change this. This is our time.
Please let me know down below in the comment section, my friends, what are your thoughts on the freebies? What do you think of the paid plugins that are currently on a promotion? Do you have a favorite out of these? I would be very interested to know your opinions. And before we go, let me invite you quickly to my website one more time, amnorhunter.com, where you can get some additional freebies, some free PDF guides and ebooks for music producers and guitar players, also some tools such as some impulses for guitar, some drum samples, among other stuff. And of course, don't forget to check out the blog or this channel, which I'm updating weekly with tons of free content. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it very much. I will see you very soon in the next one. All right, take care.